Jason Ohler, who passed away on March 29th of this year, was a brilliant intellect, a warm and compassionate man filled with humor and love of life. I was privileged to call him a dear friend. He was always fond of telling his students that when he wrote his dissertation on the behavior of online communities back in 1990, no one knew what that was. In other words, he anticipated the rise of social media by a generation, and for many he is still remembered today as the father of educational technology. Jason and I hit it off from the day we met as faculty in the Media Psychology PhD program at Fielding Graduate University. We both shared a passion for media, Jason by teaching children to express themselves using simple tools such as iMovie, and me as a documentary filmmaker. We decided to team up and teach all incoming students in our Media Psychology PhD program on how to create a film short in less than 8 hours. For many, it was an incredible experience. We wrote articles together in books such as the Oxford Handbook of Media Psychology, and then taught weekend intensives in advanced tools such as Final Cut Pro and Adobe Premiere, for we believe that you really couldn't understand media until you knew how to produce them to begin with. One of my fondest memories is a film we produced together for students of all ages and how to make a simple but effective film short in the classroom.
Here today with Jean-Pierre Isbouts. We teach kids how to write, and when we do, we teach them what we call grammatical conventions, how to avoid fragments and run-ons, and how do we use point of view, and all those things that make writing essentially portable from one person to another, because the rules and the conventions and the perspectives allow us to share writing and share communication in a way that allows us all to sort of understand what's going on.
We talked about the proper use of audio, video, framing, the use of music and transitions, and lighting.
A lot of time in schools, the best light you have is natural light that's streaming through the windows. You've got your overhead lights, those can only do so much, so we're going to take a quick look at how you can use outside lighting. The first thing that we're going to do is Jean-Pierre is going to go ahead and take a look at Kathy here, who's standing in front of a window. Now, this is a photography infraction that occurs quite frequently. And notice because the light is behind her, it's washing out her face entirely. Well, it's dark, you can't see it. So the idea is to take that light and put it on her face. So the next thing we're going to do is ask Kathy to sit right there, and we're going to do sort of a half light on her face right there. Notice you get soft light that lights about half of her face. And then to fill up the other half of Kathy's face, we could take a professional reflector like this, put it right about here and catch that other light. But here's the good news, you guys. You don't have to have a professional reflector. You can use a piece of white paper, a whiteboard, whatever you have handy. Anything that will bounce that light.
Jason also showed his theory of camera angles.
This is about the media grammar of camera angles. Now, we might think we can just point a camera at something or somebody, and no matter whether we're looking up, looking down, however it is we're standing, or whatever angle it is that we're using as we shoot that, it's all going to be the same. Not true. There is meaning implicit in the angle that we use, and to demonstrate that fact, I'm going to ask Kathy to say, I have never taken money out of my mother's pocketbook 4 different times using 4 different camera angles. And you watch what happens to your perception of Kathy, whether you believe her or not, based solely on the angle. Kathy, go ahead. This is straight on, and this is angle number 1.
I have never taken money out of my mother's pocketbook.
Okay, this is shot number 2. This is an up angle shot, and Kathy's going to repeat the same thing.
I have never taken money out of my mother's pocketbook.
Notice how the up angle gives her a sense of authority. You actually believe her. This is angle number 3. We call it a down angle shot. And Kathy's going to repeat exactly the same line.
I have never taken money out of my mother's pocketbook.
Notice how the nature of the angle makes you go, I'm not so sure. This is the last angle. I call it a moving angle. Imagine one of those times in a news clip where a reporter's trying to chase somebody down, they're trying to ask them a question, and they're walking away. So imagine a reporter's chasing Kathy and saying, so Kathy, did you ever take money out of your mother's pocketbook?
I have never taken money out of my mother's pocketbook.
You can't trust that.
We had so much fun making this little how-to video, which has thousands of views on YouTube. In his last email to me, Jason wrote, "What a gift it's been for me to have you in my life. Your friendship is so important to me. I am slowly dying again, same way, lung failure. I've been expecting it. What a strange life the last 7 years have been. I feel great knowing that you're in the world doing the things you do. Your bro, Jason." That email affected me deeply, and when I heard the news from Terry that Jason had passed away, I was devastated, as I know many of you are. But it's a consolation to know that Jason is now in a much better place, without pain or illness or sadness, and he's probably teaching the angels on how to make an iMovie video clip. Jason, my bro, I love you and I miss you, and you will always have a place in my heart.